Now let's cover the floor standing panels. So the floor standing panels are all at the top, the 84, the 87, and the 96. And then you also have the no notch. So I put a bunch of extra products in here so that there's a little more drag and drop ability. Of course, with the sections, we don't have 1,000 sections, but we do have a few extra panels. And then also as a side note, the LED panels for floor standing are a left, right, and both. If you want to keep the pricing accurate, you don't want to just change a left to a both. You could technically do that inside the LED config, but just kind of leave that one alone. And if you need to change, delete it and then bring it back out. Okay, so whenever you're adding panels in here, they're also going to come in at 14 inches. So let's go into the products and we'll bring in a 96. And you'll notice that it comes in at 14, which is exactly what we want. But we don't have any green arrows here. We can't just stretch it. We can move it this way, or we can snap to with these arrows down below, but we can't change the depth. So if you double click on the product, you can change the depth. So if I put in 14 though, be very careful because it goes down to the next modular depth that we have. So if you want a 14-inch panel, type in 15. If you go back and forth, you'll notice that it has now changed to the next modular depth. If we wanted 16, we could type in 16 and we get pretty darn close there. Okay, so you can change it that way. If for some reason you absolutely need to not have modular depths turned on, turn it off here. Then also turn on the depth. Turn on depth okay, turn off modular depths, and then you can kind of drag it if you need to, or now this box is available to add in a number here. And the reason why the heights are not turned on is because I want the panels to come out to the correct height when you pull them out of the library. If you turn on height okay, it's going to snap into whatever the room settings are set up to. So you could have this turned on, but I would recommend against it. I would leave it how it is, already built into the library. So yes, if you really need to change the height of a panel and it's not already in the library, you can turn on height OK, and then you can change those panel heights. No problem. So with if you really need to just turn off a notch, so you'll notice that this one has a baseboard notch. We could turn the baseboard off for just this panel by double clicking, going into parameters, then turning off the baseboard notch in the closet category. Bring this in, baseboard notch, turn it off. And now we don't have a notch in the bottom of that panel. Very standard stuff here with the floor standing panels. You're going to use a ton of these things. They come out to 14 for a reason, so don't mess around unless you really need to.